Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're good. Let's jump into this, shall we? We got to Port Tresla last night. We reset our spawn point all the way back after the Xeno threat, which was a little adventure for us, and it actually put us in terms of our budget at 1,082,000. We've got a little bit of time left today, so what I really want to do before I do anything else is just a few. I want to do a few little gold runs. I feel like it's going to be beneficial to do that. We also found out in the Spectrum server today, the forum, that this is the last PTU patch before it goes to main, either tomorrow or Friday. So we have a couple of days before this build goes over to main. That means that they're going to be working on getting that next build out into the PTU, which is going to be the cargo update. So I'm really keen.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I'm really keen right now to be able to do as much as I can with you on this video, because I feel like things are going to reset.
Your vehicle has been delivered.
And I'm going to lose all of this progress. But I'm okay with that, because the whole purpose of this was to be able to give you this kind of a beginner's guide and this zero to hero adventure. And I feel like we have to be able to buy that ship. So I have to be able to work hard for the next couple of days and really get that ship for you. So that we can say we've done it. So we're going to go out in the Constellation Andromeda. I do love this ship. It is a good ship. Really enjoy renting this. I feel like this can handle a fight, but at the same time it's definitely decent for cargo. I like the fact that it's just easy access, being able to get in and out with the elevator pod here. I wish you could just walk up to it though. Unfortunately, I mean, if you run... No, you can't. You actually do have to jump up onto this. So, if gravity is a thing, you could quite easily overshot it. It's just something to be considerate of. Alright, we're going to go and do some runs. Now, we do know that unfortunately, the train system is the only way to do this. We can't actually do what we want to do, which is go into New Babbage and take the elevator up, because that doesn't work. And they're obviously not going to be fixing that just yet. So, that's just unfortunate. It is what it is. Okay, so we'll get up, we'll get out. Now we are up at Port Tresla at the moment. We sold everything, which is why we got a little bit of extra money. We sold all of the extra items and things that we had. So right now, we're good to go. Now, New Babbage, we know if we head over here is...
Thank you.
We'll just type it in, it's just easier. Oh, actually, no, we don't want to go to New Babbage. That's not what we're after. We want to go to SMO 18, remember? SMO 18, which is where we're going to go to get our gold. And that's actually on the south side of where we're currently looking. And it's going to take us to Microtech first, which is a little bit annoying. So what we're going to do is cancel that. Again, just cancel that, make it a bit easier. We're going to look for kind of an OM marker. In fact, it should be down here. There's the emergency shelter, which means that I think it's this one here. This one to the left. Oh, that's the data center. No, that's the data center. The mining facility. Huh. No, lots of data centers down here. So many of them. I'd say what we're going to do, rather than waste our time, we're just going to go to that orbital marker. There we go. We'll go to orbital marker 5. And then we'll be able to set our target. We don't want to waste any time. We want to get straight down. Okay. So SM18. We'll get that route on. And we should be able to go straight down now. Now we're risking 50% of our entire bankroll on this mission, so it's quite a lot. But if we do this a few times, we're going to make some really decent money and we'll be able to get that second ship. And that's what we're after at the moment. We want to get that ship. So we're going to go as quick as we can to do this. Okay. So the only core game loops now that we haven't really taken part in, aside from racing, which I don't really feel like racing is a core game loop. It's just a bit of fun you can do on the side. But the two main core game loops that we haven't done yet is salvaging and prospecting. Now, prospecting is very expensive because you need the prospector ship. You then need to be able to transport stuff from the mining facility to the TDD. And you need to be able to pay for the mining, for the refining process. So you actually need quite a lot of startup capital to be able to do that. So I don't consider that a beginner's game loop. I think that's a more advanced one. I'd even argue that the rock miner can be kind of advanced, but we did cover that earlier. And the only other one we need to do is the salvaging. And the salvaging is really what we're aiming for. That's where we're going to kind of end this series. Is going to be with the Drake Vulture and the salvaging game loop. And that's kind of what I'm aiming to get to right now. So, all right, we're going to head down here. And again, we need this money. That's what we're after at the moment. So, all right, we're coming in quite hot. This is all good. So we're going to keep pushing forward, slowing down nicely. All right, landing gear comes down. And a nice, easy entry here. No messing about. Just straight down, engines off, and out we go. Server's running really nice at the moment, which is always a bonus. We've got gear on us, but we don't necessarily need it. Oof, look at that parking. Perfect parking. We've actually left that elevator down. Got to make sure no one steals our ship. It's not a good idea. We actually really should have lifted that back up. Very, very bad for us to do what we're about to do right now, but yep, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to load up with gold. We're done. Back out we go. Now, if our ship takes off, we're going to cry because someone's stolen it because we were lazy. Thankfully, there's no one here. Oh, I can't actually get up. It was an amazing bit of parking we did. Okay. We're loaded up with gold. Let's go. Must remember to lift this back up once you're done. Oh. And it's time to take off. So, engines on, and away we go. Get out of this orbit. As a good altitude for us, we're going to cruise control right now. And at that point we can just F2 and head for New Babbage. Perfect. Now, for some reason, the cruise controls actually set us right at the bottom there, which is not where we want to be. Oh, I see why. If you haven't noticed, I was wondering why we're going so slow. We still have our landing gear down. Schoolboy error. Easy mistake to make. That will make us go a little bit quicker now. And let's head over to New Babbage.
Attention. The Xenothreat incursion into the Stanton system has been repelled, thanks to the UEE Navy and Civilian Defense Force.
Nice.
Still exercise caution while traveling through the system.
Of course. So we managed to fight off that Xenothreat in the last video. We didn't really get to board the system. We didn't get to do it properly. There's a lot we didn't get to do. But we did get to experience it, which was nice. Over to New Babbage. Kind of dark here at the moment. We're going to the right side there. We're not even going to waste our time. We don't want to land and take off and try those elevators. It's a complete waste of time. We are just going directly to land over at the spaceport.
Stanton system. This is Rowena Dooley of the Advocacy. The Civilian Defense Force needs volunteers to help support the UEE Navy.
Okay.
Contact me for details.
Again? Oh, I feel like we've just finished it and it feels like it's starting again. Okay, well. They did say they're going to put the Xenothreat on a loop to test it before it goes onto the main server. So that is what they're doing. They did also mention they're going to test Jumptown, which is good fun. If you ever get the opportunity to take part in Jumptown, I highly recommend you do it. Ghost Hollow, Jumptown, and I would say also Xenothreat. Definitely worth doing.
Proceed to assigned landing bay. That request has already been granted.
Alright, so it's telling us to come in and land. We just don't know where. The only problem I have with New Babbage is not knowing where to go.
That request has already been granted.
It has been granted, but it still hasn't told us where to go. Kind of feel like I'm at a bit of a loss as I approach here. Not too keen on New Babbage and the fact that it doesn't tell you where to go.
That request has already been granted. That request has already been granted.
Alright, so I actually don't know where we're going to go at the moment. It's not giving us any particular location to go and stick our ship, and yeah, this has become a real problem with New Babbage. It tells us that it's already been granted. It doesn't actually tell us where to go. So we have no hangar. I'm actually just going to come down and go a little bit closer and see. I kind of feel like...
You are clear to launch.
No, there we go. Hangar 14. It's going to try and take us into Hangar 14, so... Alright. We're going to head over this way. There it is. So again, a little bit of a challenge because you have to be really, really close to be able to know where you're going. But there we go, Hangar 14. We'll just come down a little bit. And then we're going to landing gear down just to be super, super safe. Okay. And again, these docking bays are actually a lot bigger than they look, so we should be able to come down here nicely. Okay. If you ever worry, you can just kind of change the view. Now, unfortunately, on this one, I don't have the ability to change the view, which is going going to make life a bit easier. So instead, I'm just going to keep going down like this. And we're in. So press I.
Stay.
I will set the cameras up on my joystick. I just haven't done it yet. But you can get better camera angles and better views. Okay, we are down. Head down to the terminal.
Welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport.
Welcome.
We're just going to put that in
to the
storage.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Make sure it's in storage. Yep.
Please.
Good. Just making the most of this ship while we have it. We don't have it for that long.
Why not rest at the
Also, I think at the moment, because we're kind of running around quite a bit,
designated downtown?
we're just going to chuck this gear in here for now. Alright, and then we can just run a bit quicker. As we're going to be doing a bit of running. A little bit of lag there. Need to go to the commons. There's our train. Loads of time. All right, good.
Careful, doors are now closing.
Okay. So we're going to go and sell the gold. Once we've done that, we can consider going back again. And whilst we're here, we can also look at the menu, see what contracts we've got. So there is an investigation mission, but there's no decent ones at the moment. There is bounty hunter missions. There is an MRT. That one's a crash site. Sort of wreck site. There's this one, which is Ghost Hollow.
Stop.
Ghost Hollow. Shubin facility. Oh. Let's go. Now we can have a look at those a bit later. If we had two ships, what we could do is we could leave one here, take it, bring it back to the spaceport, and then we could just jump down here and take that one back up again. Drop it down here, respawn at the spaceport. It's a bit of a mess, but there is a kind of a slight efficiency play, I feel. Oh, we want to go this way. But yeah, I just wish these were working, so unfortunately there's not really much we can do about it. So I kind of wonder if, and this is interesting, if I was to, I wonder if I could do this actually. Let's have a look. So I'm going to take that helmet off. Got nothing on me at the moment, so I'm okay. Let's just sell this gold, because that's important. So do that. 96 units of gold. That's 718,000. Go ahead and sell that. Okay, just under 200k there, a bit less, but that does put our total balance now up to 1.25, which is nice. All right, so what I kind of want to do now, I'm going to head back just quickly to where the planetary surface is. Now, the elevator works one way, but it doesn't work the other, so I'm going to just kind of test it. Now, maybe they've released like a hotfix on the fly and they've not told anyone about it. So normally I go down there to get the train, but instead I'm going to go this way. We want this one, which is the surface access. Now, I do believe this works to go down. Yep. But if I go down and I go to the if I go up to the planetary surface exit, I don't then believe I can go down to the commons, which is what I'll need to do next. So, see, this works, but if I try this, it's working. It is working. Now, I'm not going to be able to get a ship from here because this is ground vehicles only, but it appears to be working again. Yes. Excellent. All right. So what we're going to do is backspace and kill ourselves. Okay. Not ideal, but it is what it is. And right. Good to know. It appears like they fixed the elevators. Now, unfortunately, we're back up on Port Tresla, which is not ideal, but the amount of time it would have taken us to get on that train and go back, it was just easier to do this. And we're going to respawn the ship. We're going to pay a little fee for that. I appreciate that, but it's okay. It's okay. Now we know we can make this trip much quicker. All right, we should be able to do 4 of these in an hour now. Oh, and there was a server error. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. We can actually exit back to the main menu at this point. And then we could probably just try and launch into a different server, and it might be okay. Very unfortunate to get that. Thankfully it happened after we'd sold our gold. A couple of minutes after we sold our gold, but yeah, that could have been very different. All right, let's go back in. So at least we know now. Good to know. All right. A little bit of time to get back in now. It's all good. All right, taking a little bit of time here, but we're hopefully it's not going to be much longer. Kind of looking at the system there and just remembering yesterday's video when we were over at Pyro and around the jump gate, and just how incredible that's going to be when we can use jump gates to go to different systems. And some of the bigger transporting, like what we're transporting at the moment is kind of entry level. We're doing 96 units, but yeah, some of the bigger units that we can do, thousands and thousands of units. Now, there's not actually enough to buy to be able to do that, but still really cool to know. Okay, I'm going to just pause the video really quickly while I wait for this to load, so you're not wasting your time waiting. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're back. Sorry about that. The servers took a while there to reset themselves. Looks like we've actually woken up in our bed as opposed to in the hospital. But I believe yet we're still on Port Tresla, so we're okay. Alright, so we're going to head down. And we're just going to pick our stuff up. Now, that was about a 5-minute delay from when we was recording to the servers kicking back up. So you wouldn't have noticed that because I paused the recording. But it gave me a bit of time just to go into an account. I'm just going to talk you through this, what I've done. As I think it's quite cool. And you might want to look into it yourself. So let me just get my ship up. And then we'll have a few minutes whilst we wait for this.
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
We'll have to claim this because it's stored at New Babbage and we're not there. So it's empty, it's fine. We're going to claim it.
Your insurance
We're going to wait 4.5 minutes. We'll pay the fee when it comes through. This guy's pretty chilled. All right. So here's what I've been looking at. This is uexcorp.space, uexcorp.space, and I've logged in and it says, welcome to my trades. My trades is designed to effortlessly track your trading operations across the universe. Easily view precise statistics on your daily earnings and relevant trade data. You can also monitor your organizational mates' trading routes. The development of my trades will align with the game's progress to ensure continuous feature additions and improvements. Additionally, your usage of my trades contributes to updating UEX's data and generating valuable statistics about what citizens are trading, bringing fresh insights to the community. Now, I don't know if this is going to take into consideration a test server as opposed to a real server. We'll wait and see. Also, for some reason, I can't add vehicles in here, and I don't know why. But we can say should be mining facility 18. It was a buy. It was gold. There was it 96 SCU? Huh. I don't know what the price per SCU is. I hope that's correct. Doesn't tell us what vehicle, but we're going to add that. Hopefully. So that tells us our purchase. And then what we can do is, again, we can't put the vehicle in because for some reason that's not working. I don't know why. We'll have to look into that. Ah, my fleet. That's because I haven't added it. I need to go to my fleet. Add a vehicle. Okay, this is cool. And so we're in the Andromeda. No, we're in the Constellation, aren't we? So we're in the Constellation Andromeda. Yep. We're just going to call this a rental. No images, nothing else like that. Right, we're going to... Okay. Put that in there. Click on that. We can edit it if we want to. But no, it's a personal ship. That's fine. All right, so now if I go back to trade and look at trade log, I should be able to maybe edit this trade. And now I can change the vehicle and I can put my rental in here and save that. So there was my trade that I just did a minute ago. And then my second trade, which is going to be with my rental. And that is going to be... Now, can I create from this? Repeat transaction. Oh, I can, look. Okay, interesting. So I can repeat this transaction. But this time I'm going to go from... we're going to go to New Babbage. That's the TDD there. We're going to sell it. I don't know what the price to sell that is. Huh. Kind of have to work that out. All right, we'll have a look at that. It does tell us we need to fill that in. Let's do price finder. So if we don't type in gold, New Babbage, see if that can find it for us. TDD New Babbage gold. So to sell, the price is 7484. 7484. All right, so we can type that in at 7484. We can add that cell. So now we can see that the transactions there, we've actually made a profit for the day. So we've got 2 transactions. We can see what we did was the buy price. and the sell price. We bought, we sold. We can see the times that we did that and what our balance was as a result. And so we've made 150,000 profit from that, which is good to know. So this is going to tell us everything that we need to know, and we can even download it as a CSC later. So really good to get that balance. Now we're going to put this to the side. We can even come in here and it looks like there's some analytical software that tells us what we're doing, and so some really, really cool features within this in this website, which I'm excited to be able to share with you. So let's head out, shall we?
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
All right, we're going to expedite our ship. We're going to pay that fee,
Vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
and we're going to take it.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Just wait for that to be delivered.
Your vehicle has
Hangar
been
8.
delivered to the Please visit us.
Very nice. So we're going to hang up to hangar 8. Nice. Okay. Now from here, we're going to dump this. We can't put that on until we put our undersuit on, so we'll just grab that undersuit and grab the armor. Perfect, we're good to go. Not that we need it, but we'll just put it on anyway. And we have a brand new ship. Alright. Now I know that we just did a trade, and I also totally appreciate the fact that we're already into this video, just looking at the time. 30 minutes into this video. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to delete those 2 trades that we've just done. Okay, and we're going to start again, and we're going to do 1 hour from now, and we're going to see from now 1 hour exactly what we can do in trading. All right, let's go. Kind of keen to see what we can do here and how much we can make. And how much do we have right now? 1.25. Okay, nice and easy. 1.25. Right, what can we do in an hour trading? Just back and forth on this trade route. Might be a bit boring, but again, we just want to grind that money in the quickest way possible to buy that ship. So now it is just purely all about efficiency.
You are clear to launch.
Alright, we're going to take off. We are good to go. Get out of there. Now we know we need an orbiter marker, so we're just going to see if we can locate one quickly. Anyone will do.
Thank you. And please visit again.
I'm looking for the Shubin facility, Des. That's 22. We don't want 22. We actually want 18. Ismo 10. It's definitely not that one. 13. Okay, I can't find it. It's not there. There it is. Alright, let's head down. All right. Now it's night time here, so which means it'll be daytime over at New Babbage, which will be nice. We'll keep that speed up. We're going to use that boost as well. Try and get in a little bit quicker. We know this route, very comfortable with it. We've done it many, many times now. Okay, looks like someone's down there already. That is an Aegis Avenger. Okay. We're not really that worried about that. Don't even know what they're doing down there, to be honest, but not our problem. We're just wondering if there's anyone else out and about. Doesn't appear to be. Just that one ship, which we're not really worried about. Unless they're a spotter ship. They could always be a spotter ship for someone else. Someone's sitting just outside of orbit, so have to bear that in mind. But yeah, we're going to head down. Now you can kind of see that orange light on the right-hand side there. That's kind of where we're heading for. Okay. Last little bit. I don't think we wanted to put our gears down there. We're a little bit too far up, but I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just we'll lift those gears up. We'll just head down a little bit more. We're a bit too high at the moment. We don't want it to take too long to get down. Okay. As we just finish off this descent. We'll stick our landing gear down about now. And again, we know exactly where we want to go. We're going to park just over a little bit more this time so we can get in easy. Oh, kind of don't want to jump on that guy. There we go. All right. Now, because there is somebody else here, we want to be a little bit careful, so we're going to turn our ship off. We're going to jump out. There's no one else here at the moment. But we are going to be a little bit cautious. Which means as we go down, we're then going to set this to go back up. Okay. That guy. Oh, he's got to do a package. There you go. So I'm actually on his ship right now. That's his private property. I don't want to go there because he can shoot me if I'm in his private property. But he's obviously doing a package run. There's his package. He's probably looting the outside buildings right now. So that's cool. He's obviously just started. He's doing his thing. We're not going to get into his way. Hopefully he's not going to get into ours. But the fact that he's got a package there, I'm pretty happy with the fact that he's just playing the game. Pretty much where we was a week ago. Seems to be another package there, so maybe he's had a problem. Maybe he's logged out. Alright, gold is there. We're going to grab it as much as we can. 550k, so alright, let's just do this. So it's 5.736 per unit. So 5.736 per unit. So we're just going to edit that right now inside here. And we're going to say that is 5.736 per unit. And we're going to buy that right now. Okay, so that one's just been bought. The time on there's wrong, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. That's now done. Oh, we can confirm that. That's 550k that we've just spent.
Everything good?
Ship is now full. Okay, now we can head over to the other side. Again, just checking, making sure. Nope, there's no one there. We're good. And back up it goes. Right, so we're good, we're safe. Feeling good. And we can jump in our seat. We need to go to New Babbage. So what first thing we're going to do is just take off. This time we're actually going to remember to put the landing gear up. Alright. Heading up towards space. Cruise control can go on. Alright, so whilst that's heading up towards space now, what we're going to do is simply press F2. We're going to go to New Babbage. Route there. And we can continue to use our boost, even with cruise control on. But we can now take cruise control off, we don't need it. Okay, we're now high enough. Look for New Babbage. Hopefully it'll be daylight when we get over there. So 96 units at 5,736 per unit. That means that we've got 550,000 credits on board in gold. That is still nighttime here. I thought it would have been lighter, but that's okay. Nighttime's fine. We can still see where we're going. Alright, so this time we're going for a different approach. Now that we know that the elevators are working. Oh, we can aim for them. So, as you can see, you've got the space terminal over there. We're not actually going to head to the space terminal though. We are looking for the... And you can just about see it if you look at the railway line. Not the lights to the front. If you look to the... About 1 o'clock, you can see there's some lights. But you can see the railway line, or the train line, that goes from the space station at the right of the screen at 2 o'clock. Across to just over the centre of the screen, that big area. And then you can see now we're aiming for those domes. So where the railway splits, those 4 domes, that is where we're aiming for. That is the commons. So rather than going to the space station and working our way back, we're just going to come straight in here. We're actually going to go inside on this approach. We can see there's some ships there already. Now, unless somebody rams us, which would be the only problem we would have here, we should be okay. So we're going to take a nice and chilled approach at this point. Don't want to go too fast. Definitely do not want to crash with all of this on board. Okay. And we're just going to kind of get a look and a feel for what's going on up here. There's going to be a few ships here, I'm sure of it. You can see the light. It's that kind of yellow light that we're aiming for there. Looks like there's a caterpillar there already. These are not the 2 caterpillars that we saw yesterday. Landing gear goes down. Alright, now that caterpillar is there and that is okay. We're going to park up right next to it. I don't believe there's anything else there that we need to worry about. There is another ship there that's like a Hercules down on the water, on the river. Okay, now we want to be careful, especially if there's a storm. The last thing we want to do is blow around and have some trouble. What we do want to do is park up very nice and calm. Just here. Alright, this is good for us. Perfect parking. We're going to turn our engines off. We can now jump out of our ship. And we're down. Much, much, much quicker. So 15 minutes round trip so far. Now, obviously, we don't want anyone to steal our ship, so once this goes down, we're then going to lift it straight back up again. Okay, that's going back up. We're going inside. And now we're where we was before. But now we know that the elevators work. So we can simply take this up. Huh. It's not working. It's not working. I don't believe it. I actually don't believe it. Unbelievable. So it worked when we came down. But it doesn't work when we just land here. That's insane. What if we use this terminal?
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
I'm just going to deliver something. Bear with me.
Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
There's our rock. Huh. Well, that is crazy. Wow. Okay, I mean... okay. There's just nothing we can do about that. It's a complete waste of time, unfortunately. There is nothing we can do. Crazy. I wonder if... Okay. Don't worry. I was wondering if we leave the ship here. But I set my spawn point here. If I could just spawn. But then I've still got to take the... it doesn't matter because I still need to take the train. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Now I'm pretty much convinced now that this is not a bug. I'm pretty much convinced this is not a bug. And instead, I think it's a feature. I'm pretty confident that they've added this as a way to stop people doing what I'm doing. Interesting. Alright, well, spaceport it is, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why. It worked down and on the way up, so you can go down, you can't go up. Makes no sense whatsoever, unless they've done it on purpose. I can't imagine a bug that would do that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, let's do this. Let's get in and get this gold off. I was really, really hoping we could have done it a lot quicker there, and yeah, it just would have been a bit better for us, but sadly, not meant to be. Alright, so we're getting pretty close.
proceed to assigned landing bay. That request has already been granted.
Right, we've got an assigned landing bay. I just don't know where that is, but we'll head over here and hopefully it's going to give us somewhere. Yep, that side by the looks of it.
That
Wait, hold on.
request has already been granted.
Hangar 10 it says. That'll be the one that's just opening up there. Excellent. Alright, we're gonna landing gear down. I'm gonna go in nice and slowly. We know what happened last time. We don't want to blow up again. That's why we're going to take it nice and slow. If we come in too hot and it lags and we just end up crashing, we're going to lose 500,000. So nice and slow. Put it into the hangar. We don't mess about. And we're down. All right, time for storage.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
So we're making on average about 170k per trip, roughly. About 170k per trip. Gonna go and jump on the train.
From all of us at Outpost, welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport.
First of all, we're gonna make sure we put this
Welcome
away.
to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
We only have 7 hours left of this ship at the moment.
Please
Microtech. The Empire.
And it was a lot. It was a lot to be able to rent this ship, so we really want to make the most of it. I'm going to miss it when it's gone. We don't really want to rent another ship, so the idea is that we can buy our ship after today. Kind of our only focus right now. If for whatever reason we don't get an opportunity, we're going to go and do some drug runs instead. Right, we'll go to the metro loop. We could go and do a drug run after this, I guess. Okay. So going to the commons. At this point, we're very confident with the game. I don't think there's anything that we're struggling with or that we're not aware of. All right, we're going to make sure that we duplicate what we're doing in terms of our orders. All right, and then we're going to go and do one more. So at the moment, it says that we've actually traded 288 SCU because we picked up, we bought 96, then we sold 96, and we bought another 96. It's actually counting them as twice for traded volume. The buy is one trade, the sell is another. But average traded at the moment, just the 96 SCU. All right, and we're going to go and do this sale now. So whilst that's moving, we'll go back up to here. We'll come back down. We're going to go for our... We're just going to repeat this. So this was a sale. So all we need to do is just simply hit repeat. We'll put that there. We can add the transaction. Okay, so there we go. We've got our fourth transaction now, 4 transactions, and it tells us we've made 1.4 million today in terms of our sales. Now, obviously, that's not going to be just profit because even though we've made 1.4 million in sales, we had 1.1 million in purchases, leaving us with the profit of the day at 55 minutes, the profit is at 335,000. So that is 335,000 per hour. Now I am sure we can do this a little bit quicker because unfortunately there was some lags, bugs, mess time. So we're going to do one more run and we're going to time that run. And if we can do that run in 20 minutes, then we're going to consider our hourly is times 3 of whatever we do. So let us try. Okay. Check our sale price. Sale price is 7.48, which is exactly what we had it before. Sell all of that. All right, happy days. And we are now sitting on a balance of 1.4. Looking good. Back we go. Let's go get into the ship now. So 1.4, we're actually in a position to buy a ship. We could buy a ship right now. It's just not the ship we really want. We're not going to go and buy one of those starter ships, even though we could, and we can just continue our game loop, because then we've got to start again, save again. We're just going to go for a bit of a bigger ship at this stage. So let's jump onto the train. We want to go to the spaceport. No, there goes our train. All right, only 20 seconds to go. We can wait. It's not a problem. All right, let's bring this back down and have another look at it whilst we're here. All right, so we're going to be looking at vehicles. So all vehicles, we're going to be looking at buying a vehicle. Okay, we're going to look at the price of these vehicles to buy. So we can buy any of these ships at the moment, all the way down to somewhere around here. So we can get an Origin, an Aurora, which we don't want because we've already got those. Yeah, the Mustang. These are all kind of starter ships that we started with, so pretty basic stuff. Let's just pop back to the game quickly. Oh no! Unfortunately, we missed that train because we were too busy looking. Oh well, it's okay. So the Avenger Titan is 1.3 million. We can kind of get that right now. We don't want to. We could. We could get a whole C at 1.7. That's going to give us 64. That would be good, but we don't really want that. Cutlass Black at 2.1. Cutlass Black is a good starting ship. So at 2.1. A whole C is a good purchase at 1.7. That does give you some space. So we can continue this. We're not going to do that though. The Cutlass Black, 2.1. Gives us 46. It's a lot more. It's a well-rounded ship. There's a lot more you can do with it. I'd rather pay the extra and get the Cutlass Black, to be honest. Right, 30 seconds. We're not going to forget it this time. Scrolling down and looking here, we've got a Freelancer. We can get a little bit more out of that. And that is 3.1 million we're coming up to now, though. I quite like the idea of 2.6 for the Vulture. 2.6 for the Vulture is what we actually want. I think this is where we're going to start here. If we start going up then, we get up to the Raft, which is 96. That's 3.5, which is kind of where we are now. 3.5 is kind of where we are now. But I kind of like the idea of us having a warship. If we're going to do anything, the warship feels better to me, so I'd rather keep that. The Freelancer Max, 4.2, that's going to give us more cargo space. So that's going to be a lot better for cargo space. Then we can keep coming down here. We've got the Corsair, which is 6.5 million. Has got some decent... this is a good ship to have. 72, it's got some good space on it. Then we come on to Constellation Taurus, 174 now. That's 8 million. The Constellation Andromeda, which is where we are right now, that's 10 million. That's a gunship as well as a storage. And then we start coming down to these bigger ships here. So 12 million for a Caterpillar. Or if we just save up a little bit more, just a little bit more, we get a whole C at 4,600 units, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Or we get down to the Crusader Hercules, which is 600 units. 600 units, which... the Hercules is kind of... once you've got that Hercules, that's when you're kind of just loading up and you're, yeah, the C2. That's when you're kind of just running around at this point, 18 million. And you're just doing trading at that point.
Nearing next stop.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're nowhere near there yet. So we just have to chill. We're an hour into this stream.
Bucking passengers.
Just hit the spaceport. So considering we have to get to our ship, we're going to start it right now. It's 1 hour exactly. So we're going to consider from the time we get to our hab and we get down to our ship, especially if our ship is somewhere like on a Port Tresla or something, we're going to see how long does it take us from now to selling. So from now to when we sell that gold. All right. If we can do it in 20 minutes, then we're going to consider that 3 trips per hour. And that's what we're going to work out as our hourly rate. So pure efficiency at the moment. We don't want to mess about. We don't want to waste time.
City of tomorrow has a lot going on today.
Let's just grab our ship.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicles, your
Remember,
vehicle has
Hangar
been
10.
Belongings belong to you.
Your belongings belong to you. It's good to know. My belongings belong to me. Who do I belong to? Okay, here we go. So about 2 minutes to get to the ship. Huh? Okay. Just trying to shave a few seconds off wherever we can at the moment. First thing we're going to do is tell them we want to leave.
You are clear to launch. You are clear to launch.
Right. Now this was a top down, so we know we have to head up. We're not very wide, so we should be able to get out quite easily. Gear up. And into space.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Get the old quantum on the go there. Perfect. Use the old boost while we can. So cruise controlling up. Boosting up as well. Landing gear seems stuck for some reason. It's a bit weird. Alright, very nice. Let's put ourselves on full engines. That boost should last a little bit longer now. Alright. And we simply want to go to... We want to go to 18. But if we type this in and we route and it comes up Microtech first, then we need to cancel it. And we just need to come out. We need to come out of cruise control. And we simply just need to find somewhere. Now, we pretty much know that it's to the left here. I think we already established it's this one here on the left. If that's Ghost Hollow. It's one of these three, I believe. That's Dumboro, Hoppers Point. Okay, maybe not. Is it this one? No, do you know what? I keep forgetting. It's fine. We're just going to go to OM1 instead. Don't want to waste our time. Again, we don't want to waste time. We just get to OM1 instead. Right, then we can F2. Some 18. We can rent to that. Perfect. Just down here. Okay. So whilst we're heading over there, we're going to check this out. We're going to go back to our trades. Oh, for some reason we're not signed in. Even though we were signed in, it says we weren't. So once we're signed in, we've got the trade log. Need to be signed in for that. But it's going to be 335 so far. 335 so far. It's going to put us at about 450-ish. Not bad for what I would consider an hour, but I've got 14 minutes to be able to pick this load up and get it back and sell it. It's going to be tight. So first thing we need to do is make sure we're going full speed down. For that we're going to use our boost. We're just going to make sure we're at maximum engines. Right, we are going to be coming in hot. Boost is still on. Okay, stopping a boost. Trying to line ourselves up for the right side here as we come in. Okay, nice and easy on approach. Once we get a bit closer, we'll just stick that landing gear down, but we're gonna get a bit closer before we do that. Okay, and then landing gear goes down. That will slow us right down. Hopefully there's nothing here to land on. Perfect. Engines off. Jump out. We didn't see anybody on approach, so we're pretty confident we're okay. We're in an armistice zone, so we're fine. Only thing someone could do at this stage is ram us, and then, oh, they destroy it. Better safe than sorry. We're going to send that back up. Quick look around. There's somebody over there. Is that not the same guys? That's the same guys before, I believe, and it's drifted. I think that's the same guys before. He must have disconnected. Yeah, his box is still there as well, so. Alright, set our location. Grab our gold.
You're looking for the vehicle terminal.
Hold on. Here we go. That's strange. There we go. Okay, worked that time. Lagging a little bit. Feels good. We're at 9 minutes. We've got 11 minutes to get back. Okay. Also, just jumping in the seat real quick, we're going to add another one of these. So we're just going to duplicate that and add it. Okay, so profit for today is minus 215. All right, let's take off. Landing gear up. Basing up, boosts away. Heading up to there, putting on our cruise control. Alright, cruise control is on. Clicking F2. Heading for New Babbage. Get that route in. Easy. Now we've got that system and it's working well for us. Alright, we can continue to boost now. And we're going to turn that cruise control off. Okay. Getting down to get that quantum line of sight. And that's 11 or 12 minutes so far. So from New Babbage to takeoff to here. Back to New Babbage is 12 minutes. Now we just need to land and head back again. The train's again taking up the majority of that time. We're very close now. Okay. Got those engines, as I mentioned, up to 100% of our battery power. Using that boost. And just heading towards the spaceport. This has been a nice chilled core game loop today. Just a few simple runs. Alright, I'm going to start to head down. Get a little bit closer before we request to land.
To assigned landing bay.
I don't know where that
Has already been granted.
assigned landing bay is, so we're just gonna chill until it gives us a location. Probably going to be a 10 or something. It's probably going to be on top because we're a big ship, so probably hang a 10. Could be 19. We'll try one more time.
That request has already been granted. That request has already been granted.
Okay, still not telling us where we're landing. All right.
You are clear to launch.
Okay, now it's telling us hangar 12. All right. Hangar 12, we know is going to be this hangar here. Just waiting for that to open up. And like before, landing gear goes down. Now again, I know I'm still
Thank
quite
you.
high,
Please visit again.
but I'm doing this because
You are
I don't
clear
want
to
any
launch.
problems. I'd rather, just because I got really nervous after last time when it lagged and we blew up. So this way, even if I lag, worst case scenario, all I'm going to do is just float into the floor and stop. Okay, so we'll just get in first before we say anything. We definitely don't want to risk. Okay. Engine off.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
It is 15 minutes into this run. We have 5 minutes to get to the TDD. Again, another nice ship. It's good to rent these ships to be able to see them. I've had a lot of fun with these. This is a stunning ship. We love this one. Oh, so much we're going to lay down. All right, making sure we store it.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
From the best in
Sometimes that also bugs out there, so you have to make sure it stores. I have had it in the past, not for a long time, but in the past I've had it where I store a ship, it doesn't store, and then it says it's lost or destroyed, and yeah, that would be heartbreaking at this stage. If you put all this effort in to get here and it bugs out, that would be frustrating. That's when it's time to turn to drugs. To sell, not to take, obviously. All right. Let's get that train on. 17 minutes into this loop. It's going to be tight. Can we get to the TDD and sell before 20 minutes? Well, depends if the train's there or not. I need to go to the commons. Train is not here. Train is departing 5 seconds.
Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Okay. So we will just go ahead and sell this now. So we're going to go for the new Babbage. We're going to repeat that. And that means that for today, we're looking at a total profit on the day of 503,000 credits. So I'm just going to say 500,000 credits. We've sold 2.1. We've bought 1.6, average of 96. So we've done 576 back and forth. Obviously, that's doubled. So you can halve that if you need to. 3 transactions, not 6. But yeah, 500,000. So we can do 500k an hour trading. Not bad. When you consider the cost, how much it costs to rent that ship. And so that's the other thing to consider now. If we look at how much it costs, so we're going to go to all vehicles. We're going to look at the rental price based on SCU. So the rental cost of that is approximately 250 if we would take it from New Babbage. We get it for a lot cheaper if we went somewhere else. In fact, anywhere else. It's just, for some reason, it's 500. It's 50k more expensive here. But it takes 30 minutes of work. 30 minutes of work to pay off that rental. It takes 30 minutes of work to pay off that rental. It takes another hour to cover your costs if you have an accident. So an hour and a half and you are in profit. I mean, you're going to be in profit anyway, but an hour and a half and you're risk-free at that point. 19 and a half minutes in. We're very, very close. I mean, we're gonna be about 30 seconds out, I think, at this stage, but we're gonna say it's about 20 minutes. So 20-minute round trip means you can do 3 trips, so that is confidently 500k within an hour with no mistakes. And that doesn't involve being pirated, being rammed, or bugs, or your ship blowing up. In fact, we made it. 19 minutes and 60 seconds. Exactly 20 minutes. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and sell all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, job done. What a day. That was a great day. We now have 1.5 million credits. 1.5 million credits. So we started the day with 1 million. We've just made 500,000 credits. We now need to just do this a couple more times. Again, if we wanted to rent this ship, we're going to look at the price of renting ships. We know that we need let's have a look how it was. Drake Vulture here, 2.6 million. 2.6 million. So we're at 1.5 right now. We need to do another 2 hours worth of trading like this. Another 2 hours worth of trading like this. Now, what we can do, going to the trading, we can look at routes. And this is going to tell us possible routes. So we can say what we've got, which is the Constellation Andromeda. Okay. And we can literally just say what is going to be our maximum income. What is our maximum income available? And it says that we could actually make through one trip. If we went to Maker's Point, picked up RMCO, took it to DDD-18, we could make a lot more than we can with gold. Gold right here is making us 75 a trip. This would make us 250 a trip. However, Maker's Point, Dumboro, Rappel, and Pickersfield, the 4 different locations, you cannot buy RMCO at them. It doesn't recognize the ships at the moment. Just can't do it. It just doesn't recognize the ships. Nothing we can do about that. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, so that's the next best thing that we can sell. Even selling something like Widow, which is going to be drugs. We're going to take less risk, but we're just not going to make as much money. We're just not going to make as much money. You see, we're actually making 75k. We're risking, and this is actually saying 47. So this isn't even the full load. We're actually making a lot more than this. But it's saying that that's all that's available at the moment. It's saying that's all that's available at the moment because it can't take into consideration the test server that we're on. So this is if we was on the live server. Okay, so we know that we can go and do this. We know that we can make some money out of this. At the moment, that seems to be the best way for us to make money. So we're going to do that for 2 more hours. We're going to do it for the next stream as well, unfortunately. And that is what is going to get us to where we need to be able to buy that Drake Vulture and go and do we're going to go and do our next core game loop after that. So just a few more hours left of this stream until we've bought that ship. And yeah, it's been good. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Thank you for joining me. Again, these are incredible to be able to use these trade routes and be able to see your balance. We can also add to our balance if we want to. It's going to want to add a trade there, but yeah, we can't say anything about this, but we could definitely add a trade just to be able to do that. And yeah, all good fun. All right, thank you very much for joining us. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.